What if the thing that made you feel beautiful was slowly stealing your soul? What if taking it off felt worse than keeping it on? Today's story is about a necklace, not the one that simply changed how a woman looked, but one that changed who she became. Welcome back to Into the Depths of Mystery. If you enjoy real horror stories and chilling experiences that stay with you long after they end, make sure to subscribe. As I always say, turn off the lights, get comfortable, and take a deep dive into Maria's story. A story of obsession, reflection, and a necklace that should never have been worn. My name is Maria. I've always loved jewelry, especially necklaces and bracelets. Ever since I watched Titanic for the first time, I dreamed of owning a necklace like the one Rose wore. For years, I searched for something like it. Then one afternoon, inside a small second-hand shop, squeezed between two old buildings, I found it. It wasn't an exact match, but it was close. A dark blue, oval-shaped stone hanging from a silver chain. The moment I placed it around my neck, I felt something shift, a strange sense of satisfaction. It was not an excitement or happiness, something deeper. It felt like an emotional release, almost as if something trapped for a very long time had finally been let free. I told myself it was just a mix of emotions. After all, I'd been searching for something like this for a long time. One of my friends' weddings was coming up. That would be the perfect time to wear it, so I placed it carefully inside my vanity box and didn't touch it again. Not until the wedding. Finally, the wedding day arrived. That night, I wore a long black gown. The second it rested against my skin, the feeling returned, stronger than before. It wasn't just happiness. It felt emotional and intimate, but it didn't feel like my emotion. At the wedding, people kept staring at me. Friends told me I looked different, more brighter and radiant. One of them said there was something about me that felt magnetic. I laughed it off, blaming the outfit and my new necklace. But later, when I went to the washroom and looked into the mirror, I felt it again. Something about me had changed. I couldn't explain what it was. That night, when I finally removed the necklace before going to bed, everything disappeared. The warmth, the joy, the energy. It was like someone had flipped a switch. I felt drained and exhausted. The next morning, I woke up with a dull headache. But worse than that, I felt an urge. Before coffee, before breakfast, I needed to wear the necklace. The moment I put it back on, the headache faded away. My mood lifted instantly, like nothing had ever been wrong. When I arrived at work, people noticed again. They told me I looked refreshed and healthier. That evening, when I got home, I started preparing dinner. As I was cooking, I caught my reflection in the kitchen window. For just a moment, it didn't look like me. It looked like someone else standing there. My heart skipped. I rushed to the bathroom and stared into the mirror, but everything looked normal. No changes, no strange reflection. I told myself I was just tired, that my mind was playing tricks on me. Later that night, while fixing my bed, I glanced at the mirror in my bedroom, and this time, the reflection wasn't mine. It was another woman. I froze. Then I stepped closer, my hands shaking, and watched as my own facial features began to shift, slowly changing into the same face I had just seen. Before I could fully understand what was happening, my eyes locked onto the necklace, and suddenly everything felt fine. My fear faded away, like it had never been there. It was as if I was forgetting what had just happened, like I was slipping into a trance. That night, I didn't remove the necklace. That was the worst mistake I could have made. I woke up completely exhausted. My body felt heavy, like I couldn't even move. I forced myself to the bathroom, splashed cold water on my face, and looked up at the mirror. I screamed because the reflection in the mirror wasn't mine. It was another woman, smiling back at me. I ran out of the bathroom, panicking, not knowing what to do. Deep down, I knew the truth. It was the necklace. I tried to take it off, but I couldn't. My hands wouldn't move, as if something inside me was stopping them. It felt like I wasn't alone in my own body anymore. Dark thoughts suddenly filled my mind. Thoughts about hurting myself. Thoughts telling me my life was worthless, that I didn't deserve to be alive. I knew those thoughts weren't mine. Something else was controlling me. The necklace was controlling me. I knew I had to take it off, but I couldn't. I tried to lift my hand, but it wouldn't move. It felt like some unnatural force was pushing it back down, holding me in place. And in that moment, I understood something terrifying. If I let whatever was controlling my mind and body continue, it was going to hurt me. It was going to kill me. I knew there was only one way out. The necklace had to come off. I fought for control of my body, of my thoughts. It felt like I was fighting for my life. At the same time, those dark thoughts kept growing louder, telling me I was worthless, that I didn't deserve to live. But I knew those thoughts weren't mine. Somewhere deep inside, I found a sudden burst of strength. With everything I had left, I forced my hand up and grabbed the necklace. The moment I touched it, it burned my hand, like grabbing hot metal. The pain shot through my hand, and for a second, I thought I couldn't do it. But I pulled anyway, as hard as I could. Then the chain snapped, and the necklace hit the floor, and instantly, everything changed. The dark thoughts vanished. The pressure I felt on my body was gone. I felt lighter and peaceful. That's when I understood the truth. There was something evil attached to that necklace. From the very first moment I wore it, it had been working quietly, manipulating me from the inside, slowly slipping into my thoughts and taking control of me, piece by piece. And I know this for one simple reason. If I hadn't managed to remove it, I wouldn't be here telling you this story. And that's where it ends. To this day, I still don't know what was bound to that necklace, whether it was a spirit, a trapped soul, or something far darker. But I do know this: taking it off saved my life. So tell me, what do you think it was? And have you ever owned something that felt a little too powerful, a little too alive? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more real and unsettling horror stories, make sure to subscribe to Into the Depths of Mystery. Until next time, stay safe,